everyone, Brother Roop here. How are y'all doing today? It's a windy day today. Got some rain blowing in from the west. Hopefully get some rain out of this. Anyway, we're in Acts chapter 10, verse 39. We are still in the sermon that Peter is preaching to Cornelius and his family. Peter's here preaching the gospel. At this point, he's been preaching about 7-8 years, and preaching mostly the Jews. Well, pretty much all the Jews. But now God has him preaching to a whole room full of Gentiles. Whole Gentile church look like it's starting up at one time. That's what happens. That's what happens when you're working for God. He changes things up and he blesses the work of your hands. Let's read verse 39. And we are witnesses of all things which he did, both in the land of the Jews and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hanged on a tree. From the King James Version that I'm reading, it looks like he refers to the land of the Jews. He's talking about Judea. And from the last part, slew and hanged on a tree, the way that's written, the King James is written like they killed him and then hung his dead body on a tree, on the cross. Now, to clarify things, we have to go to the Aramaic. Now remember, Jesus Christ spoke Aramaic. All the apostles spoke Aramaic. And the language of the common people back then was Aramaic. Hebrew was spoken pretty much only in the temple and synagogues by the priest. It was considered a sacred language by the Jews. Latin was spoken by the Romans, but that was pretty much confined to Roman towns and military camps. And Greek was spoken by the businessman, but the Greeks had their own towns too, and they didn't really intermingle with the people. The gospel was translated in all languages, but probably Aramaic first. It was the language of the people. If you're going to translate the gospel, you're probably going to do it in the language that most people speak. Anyway, the Aramaic says, and we are his witnesses concerning all that he did in the region of Judea and of Jerusalem, the same one the Judeans hung on a tree and killed. Peter here is saying the Judeans killed Jesus Christ. Now you got to remember, Peter was a Galilean. And Galileans and Judeans were, well, they were all Jews, but the Judeans kind of looked down on the Galileans, called them hillbillies, or what we would call a hillbilly. They kind of looked down on them. So Peter here is taking a little bit of a swipe at the Judeans. Now, he is right. The Judeans did do it, but I think it's kind of funny. The King James says the land of the Jews, but in the Aramaic, the original language, does say the Judeans. And Aramaic clears it up where they did not kill him and hang him on the cross. It says the same one the Judeans hung on a tree and killed. So they hung him on the cross and he died on the cross. So that's the truth there. Their original Aramaic's a lot better translation. So anyway, whenever in doubt, especially in the King James, we gotta go to the original language that the New Testament was written in. It was originally written in Aramaic, so it's always good to have an Aramaic translation around. Thank you.